welcome our beloved HOD, Dr. Manjula ma'am to this event. And also I welcome all our faculty members and friends to this expert talk. Science Day provides us an opportunity to reflect on remarkable advancements in science and technology and to appreciate the hard work and the dedication of everyone involved in these discoveries. I must tell you that this year's theme of National Science Day announced by the government is Indigenous Technologies for Viksit Bharat. And all of us know I have chosen to dedicate my life to how science directed towards socio-economic development and build solutions for future industries, said by Sir C.V. Raman. Today's day belongs to Sir C.V. Raman and the spirit of science as he saw it. Every year, 20th February is celebrated in India as National Science Day to mark the discovery of Raman effect by Sir C.V. Raman. And it was awarded to extend our gratitude to the organizing committee, the faculty members and the students who worked for this event. To formally begin our Science Day celebrations, we are the speakers for today's event. Let's take a moment to get to know about our esteemed guest, speaker Mr. Satish Kanbove sir, a little by looking at their impressive background and accomplishment. Now I would like to welcome Kusuma to share sir's profile with all of us.
Today we are honored to have a special guest, Satish Kanbove, whose presence truly elevates this occasion. Mr. Satish is the head of a standardization APAC, part of Nokia Strategy and Technology Division. He did his engineering in electronics and communication from Delhi College of Engineering and Masters in Nyaya and Vaisheshika from Karnataka Sanskrit University. He is a member of technical staff and senior member of IIC and a part of robotic system research at Nokia Bell Lab and contributing to wireless research and standardization in mobile network CTO organization. He invented and created business solutions around Alcatel-Lucent vision of wireless unified networks and developed technology solution in the area of IoT, D2D, small cell evolution, leading discussion with wireless operators, partners and customers teams on network evolution and forward technologies. Patents and publications in the area of next generation wireless technologies and networks. Demonstrated excellent collaboration skills in working with distributed internal and external research products across India and contribute to multiple initiatives for fostering innovation in India. Successful research collaboration with global teams within the company and with external organizations. Thank you.
For today's event with the wind. It's our pleasure to have you on board, sir. On behalf of CIMS
I don't have any presentation, so that's one less trouble for you. So I'll be watching all of you. I mean, this is that you made it a little difficult for me because Sanjana, she talked about C.V. Raman, and then the other person, sorry, I don't remember. Kusuma talked about what I have done. So that takes half an hour of whatever I was planning to do. So now I have to invent something interesting for you. So first of all, I mean, I really want to thank Sir and Madam for actually inviting, and also want to appreciate the fact that we are celebrating National Science Day. Science, as you know, is the bedrock of what makes humans different from other species, and this kind of so you will not find this with any other species, and this is why we are at the level in terms of being on the earth as compared to all other beings, right? I mean, there are other animals that are able to get information, they are able to see, right? For example, all the animals, whether it is dog, cat, tiger, everything, I mean, they all can see. And they also have some knowledge that if this happens, something else would happen. That kind of knowledge is also there. But to analyze why things happen and then to get the next level of understanding is something, a blessing that only humans have got. So it's very important that we feel a sense of gratitude towards the fact that we are able to go beyond information knowledge and have this ability to analyze things further, which we call as science. So firstly, maybe I would want to start today's session with a brief recollection of the journey of the great person, the commemoration of whose great invention is being celebrated as the National Science Day. So Sir C.V. Raman, as you know, was a very renowned scientist. But then maybe some of you would know, and some of you may find this interesting. So he was traveling on his first voyage to, I think, England, and there he was seeing the Mediterranean Sea. So how many of you have seen water, sea, ocean, river, everywhere, right? I mean, everybody sees. But then when he was looking at it, he found that color of the water was blue, right? And do you know why color of water is blue?
Scattering.
Sky is blue. That is why color of water is blue. That is what Rayleigh, the famous scientist Sir Rayleigh, had told. Okay, and that was known when Sir C.V. Raman was seeing. Okay, so he could have said, "Oh, color of water is blue. I have read in this book Rayleigh scattering, because of Rayleigh scattering, sky is blue, and obviously whatever is blue, if you reflect, that is blue. If I stand in front of the mirror, you will see me and not." He could have stopped there, but then he was making some observations through some tool that he had, which was which they call as Nichols prism, and found that the kind of blue that one would expect, because of sky being blue, and sky being blue because of something that is called Rayleigh scattering, and the reflection of that kind of blue is slightly different from the blue that you can actually see in the water. Okay, so right here there is a particular thing that we can learn already from what Sir Raman did. Okay, the fact that you have to observe is one of the starting points of getting onto the journey of science. The ability to observe, the ability to compare with what already know, and the curiosity to not brush, "Oh, this is just something that one-off happened, and whatever has been done has already been done." It did not stop there. He started thinking about it over and over and over again, and then tried to analyze why is the nature of blue color that you are seeing in the water, in the rivers or oceans, very different from what is predicted by the sky being blue in color. And that is how, and then he started doing experimentation. So that's the next step. So it starts with observation, okay, then you compare with what is the existing theory, and then you start trying to do experiments to see if the theory can be repeated. And when you are repeating the theory, one greatest thing about being a scientist is that you have to be honest to the observations. So what is most paramount is observation. You cannot try to justify a particular observation as right or wrong. You have to take the observation and try to see if it is matching the theory, or if not, maybe there is a different hypothesis. That is what Sir Raman did, and then as he kept on analyzing it further, he found that indeed just the reflection is not the case. It is the way that when light enters water, there is something special that happens. Of course, it is a matter of study. You all can see that there is something special that happens inside water, which is due to the particle nature of light, and hence the blue color gets spread more inside water. So even if white light were to go into water, even without the sky, it would still appear blue because of nature of the way light travels into water. So this is where we have to, firstly very fortunate that because of you, I had to read this, because I knew this was a thing, but then you have to prepare, right? Otherwise, students, nobody has any tomatoes, right? So, not to throw at me. So I'm all prepared. Although I'm wearing white, I'm prepared. I have this thing. So this gave me an opportunity to actually go through it, and that itself teaches us a lot. That what is it that makes us different from others, and how we can excel. There would be thousands, even millions of people who would have seen blue water, but nobody would have cared to think beyond what is obvious. So this curiosity is the joy that you get by discovering new things is something that is unparalleled, and this is something that we should always keep on. As much as we know, or how much ever we have learned, or we be in a stage of life, every time we are able to know something more is what really gives us, and that is what drives human curiosity. Okay, so this is about science and remembering Sir C.V. Raman. So this was the day not when he was born, but this was the day when he actually made the discovery of this phenomena of how light travels differently when it goes to a different transparent medium was discovered, and hence 28th February was 28th February 1928 is when he made the discovery, and 1930 was when he got the Nobel Prize. Okay, so there was a guy called, and so one interesting anecdote, because some of the scientists are very quirky, right? So somebody was asking during an interview. So in fact, going from here to Sweden at the time, because the Nobel Prize is given in Sweden, right? So it takes time, right? It takes a week or so. I mean, during those times they had to go in ship. He was so confident that he would get the Nobel Prize, and he did not want to miss it, because they convey the information, and after that you need to make preparation to actually travel. So he booked his ship 1 year in advance, knowing very confidently that yes, I am going to get the Nobel Prize, and I don't want to miss the interview that happens when those announcements are made. Okay, and then somebody asked him 2 years back. There was another gentleman by the name of Compton. I mean, he also had got a Nobel Prize in a very related kind of thing. So he was said, if you had collaborated with him, probably you could have done this 2 years earlier. So for that, Sir Raman very jokingly said that no, I don't want to share my like Nobel Prize with anybody. I want it all on my own. So it is good that I am getting it after 2 years. So you have to be quirky, you have to be observant, and you have to be curious. That is the path for science. Okay, and there is a, and then science. So this curiosity again is not all in the domain of electromagnetics, material science, or physics. Things that you may think that whether I can do it or you can do it. It's all about trying to have curiosity about things that are happening around us. So there is a small portion of a very popular prayer, Anuragamu Leni Manasuku Sugnanamu Ragi. So Anuraga is like empathy. If you keep observing things around you and say, what's in it for me? Mere ko kya? Right? That kind of thing, right? There is some traffic going on, the red light always takes 15 minutes, unnecessary. They don't have brains. They are not able to do anything specific. It's always red even when the other side is not there. You keep looking at it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but we don't do anything about it. So that is apathy, right? Something is happening, what's in it for me? I'll find some other way and then get over it. So empathy is really looking at problems and having a feeling for it. Can I do something different to actually solve that situation? And that is the generation of, and that is where genesis of Sugnana, or you can loosely translate it to knowledge or science or whatever. So empathy is the bedrock of science. You have to start caring about things, and to start caring about things you also need to believe that everybody has got capability to make a difference. So why do we not care about certain things? Because we think that we cannot make any difference in anybody's life, right? But everybody has got that divine capability to make difference to almost anything that a human wants. There is really no limit to what humans can do. And if you start believing that, then you will start at least daring to think that we will be able to make some difference to things around us. Okay? And today's discussion, that is why I wanted to talk on science for the society, and let's see if I am able to do justice for that. So any knowledge or science is really not worth all the effort that we put in if we do not find an application for it, right? Just having the knowledge is really not the end goal of knowledge. All knowledge has to have some application. So you are in which course? I mean, the students all are MCA, right?
Yes, sir.
So what is it? So for example, you study so many things as part of your MCA course and probably previously as part of your BSc/BCA. And I mean, if you don't use any of those knowledge, would you be motivated to do? I mean, there are some subjects that are not interesting for you, right? It's not that all subjects are interesting for you. Why are some subjects not interesting? Because we think it won't be used, right? What is the use? I just need it till my semester exam and then after that done. But so then the primary thing is that we need to find application, and it is like a chicken and egg situation. We also have to put effort in finding what is an appropriate application for the knowledge we are gaining, and from that our interest for the subject also increases. Okay? People would ask, I mean, I learned so many, for example, somebody who is doing 10th standard, and my daughter does ask, what is the use of Pythagoras theorem, sin theta, cos theta, sin square theta, sin square theta, all these complicated things just for equating LHS is equal to RHS, when you already know LHS is equal to RHS. What is the use, right? For some things, the use really comes later, and that use can be discovered only if we keep our eyes and ears open to where it can be. For example, design of a flyover. Okay, simple thing, design of a ladder. If you have to climb atop a roof without somebody at some point in time understanding that what should be the angle at which the ladder should be put so that you can reach that height, the ones that we solved in 10th standard, I suppose, nobody would be even able to like design a ladder, right? Somebody did those studies so that every time you don't need to do this trial and error, right? Bring this much big pole and then you see, okay, you are going to the second floor. Yes, little big, and then you bring bring a very tall pole and then it is very unstable. So all those things that we study, it is going to be useful at some point in time or the other. So, and then it is very important that we also figure out what applications are of what we do. Particularly, you are all very fortunate that the subject or the area of your expertise is probably the most powerful tool that is currently available to humankind for solving many problems. Okay? Whether it is in the domain of education, healthcare, agriculture, transportation, the most important tool that we have in our hands today is computer applications, right? With software that is currently available. For example, you remember, I mean, it was so difficult to get autos. They always used to ask, I won't come there, it is in this direction, that direction, right? If it is raining, you have to go to the auto stand up without knowing whether there is something there or not. But then, by having a simple application that allows you to connect to different auto drivers, taxi drivers, and able to place a request from your side to them and allowing them to decide whether they want to come or not, has really made our lives so simple, right? Similarly, ability to talk to doctors remotely, right? Similarly, ability to access information sitting here of any area that is of your interest is really enabled a lot to a great extent by the domain that you are studying in. So please make the best use of this opportunity in terms of firstly feeling empowered that you, as compared to, say for example, any other set of students that are probably sitting in this college also, are most empowered to make a difference, and you will really start loving what you are learning if you can really think of applications of what you are learning. And you don't need to start to go outside of this college to start that. You don't need to really join an industry for somebody to tell you this has to be done, that has to be done. You can all start with small problems that are around you, and if you start with an attitude of, yes, I want to really improve whatever situation or an issue that we are seeing using the knowledge that I have, Okay? So that is why I said empathy is very important. It is very important for us to care about things that are happening around us and trying to start figuring out how we can use the knowledge that we have to solve the problems around us. Without this, whatever you learn is really of, if I dare may say, of really very less use, right? And a real tribute to all the scientists like Sir C.V. Raman, whom we remember every year, would be when we start to figure out how to apply the knowledge to things around us. So this is the bhumika for today's presentation. Maybe we'll make it a little interactive, right? So you're all in which semester now?
First semester.
First semester. Okay, all right. But then these days, when kids start with the mobile phone, so you're all very much aware of the capabilities of what is possible with the area that you are studying. So what do you think? Probably we could pick up areas. Maybe we'll start with anybody. So I can also randomly find people whose eyes I find sleepy, or maybe you can volunteer if you want to avoid that. Can you come up with 4 or 5? So India is a great country in that sense. There are many problems here, right? And that also gives us a lot of opportunities to solve the problems. So 4 or 5 main areas that you think are kind of, when you see things around you, that you think need to be improved. Roads as in, can you be, yeah, that's a good point. Can you elaborate a little bit?
One humps and all and photos and all and the damage themselves all. So improving the road and plus nowadays cameras also there, traffic cameras. Improving the roads will help a lot in the field of IT, so that if someone is going to, if someone is an IT company and they are late, they'll reach on time also.
Correct. Good. Very good point. Very good point. Now, can anybody take the point that you are in? Muhammad Abbas shared a great point. So we really see this every day. I have grown old. My hair has turned white by seeing potholed roads, but I did nothing. But is there something that we could do? Do you want to do? There have also been many unfortunate deaths, right, because of potholes that you cannot see while you are driving. We will try to solve the problem for people who are not looking at mobile. Maybe we'll divide it 2 parts. People who are driving with mobile so that they don't kill others, and people who are not with mobile but still are getting problem because of the potholed roads. Do you think things that you are learning can be used to address this situation in some way? First of all, thanks a lot. The first person who speaks is a leader, right? So you have shown us the way. Anybody else? No? Problem area, but you give problem. We have a lot of solvers here. Yes. Do you want to hear Muhammad Abbas's solution, or you want to share your solution? Do you want to believe in realized scattering, or you want to discover Raman effect? I can wait. As I said, I have 1 hour. Come on, what can be done? You have computer applications, you have devices. So let me try to, help you a little. So if we begin, any starts with a very broad outline, right? Okay. So he talked about roads and vehicles, but he didn't specify which vehicle. Okay. So then suddenly we get overwhelmed. Okay, there are so many types of vehicles, so many types of potholes, whether it is day or night, whether 2-wheeler is driving or 4-wheeler is driving, right? So if you look at the different varieties of situations and scenarios that you need to address, you get a big headache, and that's why you say, let's leave it. It's such a big problem we cannot solve. The first and foremost thing you have to do is scope the problem. Okay, find a very small thing and be a representative of the issue, and maybe let's try to solve it. Say if you had to solve the problem of potholes for 2-wheelers, right? So it's, and probably during the day, okay? Let's also make it during the day. During the day, what is it that we can do to solve the issue of the two-wheeler person not accidentally falling into a pothole? Is it a simpler problem than what he gave? Not yet. To make it more simple. Let's do this. This always works. Hey, you. One who smiles will get it. Please, what's your name? Praveen. Yes, Praveen. What can we do? Stop the vehicle, fill the pothole. That is certainly one way. But you are doing computer applications, what is it that you can do? Can you be a little loud, please? Broadcasting. Broadcasting is what Praveen says. Broadcast what? Good, please. Let's build over it. Let's make it more specific. ಸೊ ಈ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಿರಬೇಕು? LEDs. ಓಕೆ, ಗುಡ್. ಮಾರ್ಕರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೊ ಡೈನಮಿಕ್, ರೈಟ್? ಇವತ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿದೆ, 64 ಇದೆ. ಹಿಂದಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಮಧ್ಯಪ್ರದೇಶ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್, दे हैड मेड ए कोटेशन, मध्य प्रदेश में हर जगह खुदा है. खुदा इज ऑल्सो गॉड, राइट? आज अगर जहाँ खुदा है तो कल वहाँ खुदा होगा. एज इन देयर आर सो मेनी पॉटहोल्स. खुदा ऑल्सो मीन्स डग आउट. So in that way Bangalore also there is Lord everywhere. Where all will you put? Everywhere. Everywhere there is only one entity that can exist. Sarvavyapi, Vishnu. LEDs cannot be there everywhere. What else? What else? That was a good thing. I mean, yeah. So some indication has to go there. Is what we will take from your thing, right? So you want the rider to get an indication of that there is a pothole in front, so that he can decide to either go into the pothole or take some deviation, right? Cool, good. Praveen, thanks a lot for honoring my request to stand up and speak. Let's see if others also extend. Now let's go to this side of the border. And what can we do? So Praveen says that if we can, please sit, ho gaya. Win-win solution. What you have learned that can be applied to solve the situation. So he gave a problem. I reduced the scope, two-wheeler, rainy day, day and not night. And then Praveen said that if somehow the person who is riding gets an indication, he wanted to put LEDs. I found it, that is my personal thing, it might be the best solution, I don't know. But he says that if the rider gets to know that there is a pothole in the front, it will be helpful, right? There are some people who know there is a pothole and still fall into it, right? For those we cannot help, but for those who want to avoid, what can be done? What's your name? Gahana. Okay. Imagine that kind of board, LED board, same idea. No, different idea. Cheating. 0 marks. What do you need? You have to show something, right? Some image. You cannot show YouTube video and think that you will avoid a pothole. You have to show something. How do you get images in real time? Mohammed bhai, you are solving your problem, huh? You are doing something for society using knowledge we have. Yeah. Webcam. Very good. Yeah. So we can put a camera probably on the vehicle. It is much easier because vehicle will go where all the potholes are there, and potholes can keep coming wherever, right? Better solution, right? So you put camera on the vehicle and then you can write a computer program based on the course that your teachers have taught you to take images from the camera to show it on the screen, right? And using that screen, then again the person can decide whether to go into the pothole or to avoid it, right? That's right. What's your name? Chaitra. So, Gahana, please sit. You have won the contest. So you gave screen, she gave camera, and what's your name? No, you. So always, if you think you are being called, it will probably be your bad luck. But you can sit there, please. You can send some alert messages. Okay, you can write program. So now it is coming to your domain, right? See, you are working in a domain which can. So you have access to cameras. You can create a toy vehicle. You can obviously ask Praveen to dig up something so that there is a pothole somewhere and there is a plain road somewhere. And then you can do all these experiments, right? So you see, I mean, I'm just trying to build to the point that what you are learning, you have to constantly think, okay? Think in terms of how it can be used to please sit. Chaitra has said, but your name? What the problem is, but there are only few who are able to solve problems. So one of the big things that science studies teaches is scoping of the problem. You have to scope the problem to a level, bring it down to a level in which you will be able to find ways that you can contribute. And you can always do that, right? So now you as MCA students can obviously. What's your name? Sanjana. Okay. Yeah. I am not happy with you. You stole what I wanted to say. And that is why I have to, cook it. So this is my revenge. If you trouble me, I'll trouble you. So you said alert, sorry, please. Alert sounds limited. You don't need to always look at the screen because you need to focus on where you want to go. So alert screens. Alerts can again be something that you can find APIs to generate alerts in your phone, right? That's an improvement. What else? Your good name? Anybody who stands up, please introduce yourself and then
My name is Kavana, sir. And I think after stoppage, after alignment, it stopped automatically.
Okay, good. So she is telling that for people who don't stop even when they see potholes, maybe the speed there should be a little break, because if you suddenly stop and if you are not mentally prepared, that might cause more problem than others. But a very good point. I told, if you feel you are being called, probably it is you. Please speak your name and speak loudly. Pooja. Okay, please. Yeah. What can we do? You have collected information during the day. Something that you can do using your knowledge of computers, building applications, storage systems, etc., to improve the situation. Memory?
Yes.
Okay. Who knows about read-only memory? English. This is English, na? Read-only memory. You can only read from that memory. You cannot write anything into it. So whatever has been programmed before, that information you can retrieve. What is write-only memory? If ever you are well-wisher, ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು ಅವರು? ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು? A scientific way of really analyzing things around us. First, you have to feel about it. So I really appreciate that, of all the people who have been troubled by potholes, only Muhammad stood up and said that was one problem that I really want to solve. I don't want to really keep going on, right? So first of all, empathy should be there. You should scope the problem in a way that it comes close to your domain. Okay? If you give a problem to a carpenter, he will solve using wood. If you give a problem to a mason, he will solve using bricks and mortar. If you give a problem to say a mason, how will he solve the pothole problem? He will fill it, right? So everybody according to the skills that they have. So you have a very unique skill that fortunately can apply to solving lot of problems around us. It can be very useful for the society. So we just took potholes as one example, but similarly if you talk about education, how information can be. So how do you check whether something is fake or not? Until it is raining there. Do you believe me? Why? You can see. But if you are looking at me, I say it is raining there. How can you see? Yes, sir. So you use other source of information. API is very good, very attentive, very attentive. So ಏನು APIs ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? APIs ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಸರಿನಾ? You can get news source from many places. ಹೇಗೆ fake news detection ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅದರಿಂದ? First I want to congratulate you. एग्जाम पेपर तुमने खाली ओके ओके ऑलराइट lot of artificial jewelry on sale. Will you go? But you don't know I am a liar or I am a genuine person, right? Thank you, Sadia. Thank you. So all I wanted to do with this small exercise today was to really tell that without application, whatever you are studying is not useful at all. Okay?
You made our day special